Welcome to Hope TV Newswatch. Thank you for making time to join us here as we bring you news that made headlines today. My name is Melissa Oduor. On the sign language tonight is Boniface Muredi. Newswatch begins now. Now, 57% of Kenyans believe the country is headed in the wrong direction. According to the latest survey by Infotrack, Kenyans have cited rising living costs, unemployment, and SHA reforms as key concerns, putting the country on the wrong trajectory, highlighting the urgency for real reforms. Only 17% said they felt the country was on the right path. Meanwhile, respondents in the poll have cited unemployment as the second highest priority after the cost of living. Young Kenyans in particular cite limited job opportunities as their top concern. Punitive taxation was perceived to be the main contributor to the high cost of living among Kenyans.
There is severity in terms of 70% believe that the current cost of living is quite high. If you meet 10 Kenyans, 7 of them will talk about high cost of living. That's how severe it is. Then, of course, it's even higher if you compare it with last year.
President William Ruto has held talks with the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres on the margins of the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York. Ruto has commended Guterres for steering the UN at 80 and reaffirmed Kenya's unwavering support for the renewal of multilateralism and global solidarity. Ruto said this remained the surest guarantees for confronting today's challenges and unlocking tomorrow's opportunities. On his part, the UN Secretary General expressed his gratitude for Kenya's leadership on the global agenda. He highlighted a decisive role in advancing peace in the region, particularly Kenya's leadership in Haiti. Guterres also recognized Nairobi's growing status as a UN hub and thanked Kenya for its commitment and continued support. Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC says it will officially launch the nationwide voter registration exercise next week at the Mashuru Primary School in Kajiado County. Making the announcement when he appeared before the National Assembly Constitution Implementation and Oversight Committee, IEBC Chairman Erastus Ekathon said the Commission has put in place proper mechanisms to net a large number of voters ahead of the 2027 general elections. Ekathon has urged the youth to turn out in large numbers to register as voters. The Commission is projecting to register at least 6.3 million new voters to participate in the 2027 elections.
We are rolling out the voter registration exercise on 29th of September 2025. That will be precisely Monday next week.
Yes, Monday, sorry.
And our first launch will happen in Kajiado, in Mashuru Primary School ground, where we will interact with the people of Mashuru as we launch this exercise countrywide. That's where we'll have the ceremonial launch, but all our Huduma centers, all our registration centers across all the 290 constituencies will be open.
And we would like to appeal to all Kenyans to participate in the voter registration, especially the young, those who have not had a chance to vote before in the country.
This is just projection. The 6.3 is just a projection, especially for our officers, to be accurate, to actually be accurate, because we are saying these 6.3 are the people who either have ID or they already have applied for ID.
To participate in the voter registration, especially the young, those who have not had a chance to vote before in the country.
This is just projection. The 6.3 is just a projection, especially for our officers, to be accurate, to actually be accurate, because we are saying these 6.3 are the people who either have ID or they already have applied for ID.
National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula has credited the Kenya Kwanza administration with reviving the economy and unlocking stalled projects, saying the government's reforms are beginning to bear much fruit across the country. Speaking in Bogosera Ward in Kitutu Church's South Constituency, Kisii County, during a women empowerment program, Wetangula urged leaders to embrace constructive politics focused on development rather than division. The speaker, who was flanked by Senate Majority Leader Aaron Cheruiyot, also appealed for tolerance in national politics and urged the Gusii leaders to rise above ethnic politics. Cheruiyot, on his part, defended President William Ruto's leadership, arguing that the presidency requires energy and broad-based support. Kisii woman representative Doris Donya lauded the government-led empowerment program, saying they demonstrated the impact of the bottom-up economic transformation agenda.
Ni kati ya zile safari tunasunguka Kenya kusaidiana na wananchi vile tuliwaahidi kwamba mwananchi wa kawaida, kama we mama uko na business hapa sokoni na uko na stoko ya 5,000, tukimaliza hapa upewe 5,000 ingine, stoko yako inapanda ili uweze kusaidia watoto wako. Na tukisumbuka, mnajua tumemaliza half term. Sasa tunaangalia mbele. Tumepunguza mbolea kutoka 7,000 mpaka 2,500. Rais Ruto ameajiri walimu 1,100. 76,000 walimaliza. Budget ya mwaka huu, mwezi miwili ijayo, wana recruit wengine 24,000. Inafika 1,100. Miaka ile ya nyuma, kila mwaka wanaajiri walimu 5,000, 6,000 kureplace wale wamestaafu, wale ambao wamepata kazi kwingine, wameresign, wameenda, na sasa zingine wale ambao wamerukia watoto na wamefutwa kazi. Hiyo ndio tulikuwa tunabadilisha.
The Anglican Church of Kenya Archbishop Jackson Ole Sapit has decried the suspension of the Social Health Authority share services in private hospitals due to non-payment of the huge debts owed to the facilities. In our State of the Nation address, Ole Sapit urged SHA and SHIF to prioritize the payment owed to all hospitals to enable them continue offering medical services to Kenyans. The Archbishop also urged the government to address the resistance and concerns raised by county governments over the e-procurement system to achieve better implementation strategies for national digital initiatives that are seeking to improve efficiency and effectiveness. DCP Deputy Party Leader Cleopas Malala has refuted claims that the party had withdrawn its Malava parliamentary candidate ahead of the by-election scheduled for the 27th of November. The seat fell vacant following the death of incumbent MP Malulu Injendi in February. Malala confirmed that DCP party will be fielding Edgar Busiega Mwanga, whom he handed a nomination certificate in an event attended by the party's elections board, the head of the secretariat, the secretary general, and several aspirants. While acknowledging that DCP is part of a broader opposition alliance that encourages consensus in elections, Malala stressed that if any compromise were to be made, DCP would not be the one stepping aside. The announcement comes just a day after the DCP candidate for the Banisa by-election, Adan Mohamed Kiongozi, withdrew from the race in favor of UDA's Ahmed Maalim following a meeting with President William Ruto at State House. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, has lined up the Malava poll alongside by-elections for the Baringo Senate seat, Banisa, Kasipul, Magarini, Mbere North, and Ugunja constituencies, as well as 17 ward seats.
We had announced earlier that we shall be fielding candidates in all the electoral areas that are conducting by-elections. But out of emerging dynamics, we are now confirming that we will be fielding 14 DCP candidates in 14 by-elections. And today, we are releasing 7 of the 14 candidates, we decided to stagger the presentation of certificates strategically because government has been intimidating our aspirants, coercing them, trying to bribe them. A case in point is the Banisa constituency candidate who was intimidated by state machineries to step down. I want to ask our candidates to remain steadfast. This is not a fight for the faint-hearted. We are sure that we are going to win these seats, and therefore nobody should intimidate you.
The principal secretaries for Foreign Affairs and Diaspora Affairs have visited Tomboya University in Homa Bay, where they interacted with students undertaking German language studies. The learners are preparing for the B1 German language examination, a key requirement for those seeking to pursue work and study opportunities in Germany. The visit focused on monitoring the progress of the first cohort of more than 600 students enrolled under the Widows Empowerment Program. Many of the beneficiaries are drawn from vulnerable backgrounds and are receiving support to achieve international certification that will open doors to employment abroad. The initiative is part of Kenya's Labour Mobility Partnership with Germany, signed by President William Ruto, which remains the only such agreement between Berlin and a sub-Saharan African nation. The pact is expected to facilitate up to 50,000 Kenyans annually in securing gainful employment in Europe.
Sometimes last year, Kenya and Germany signed a bilateral labor agreement. And there's a huge demand for Kenyans to join the German labor market. But part of the requirement is the understanding of the German language as well as the German culture. Now, the students who are learning German language have to go through a certification program. Luckily, through the Widows Empowerment Program that I am associated with, as part of the support for the widows across the country, we identified a number of students belonging to these widows groups.
Today, we have seen about 700 students who will be taking their B1 certification in the next few days, and they will add to the amazing talent that is ready to take up opportunities in these countries. We've already seen through our joint implementation committee between the Kenya government and the German government an uptick of visas for Kenyans going to work abroad, and a doubling of the numbers that left in the previous year of Kenyans going to work abroad. We expect that as we continue to put in effort in building German language competencies, then that people will be able to take up these opportunities.
To some regional matters now, Somalia Ambassador to Kenya, Jibril Ibrahim Abdullah, has officially apologized to Kenya after Mogadishu City Club youth were caught on video disrespecting the Kenyan flag during a clash with the Kenya Police FC. Addressing the press, Abdullah said the incident was isolated and was not in any way a representation of the relationship between Kenya and Somalia, which have enjoyed a flourishing partnership and a bond of brotherhood. The Mogadishu City Club of Somalia also offered an apology to Kenyans for the behavior of their fans. Kenyans had taken to social media to demand an apology after the viral video showed two young boys stepping on the Kenyan flag at the stadium during the soccer match.
Kenya, football is about unity, respect, and friendship. And we fully support any action taken against those individuals. We also want to sincerely appreciate the incredible turnout and passion of the fans during our game, both sides. And your support gives us life to football and show us the true spirit of the sport. As a club, we remain committed, promoting peace, harmony, and respect, both on of the pitch. We urge the fans to continue coming out in numbers to support both teams. We know sport unites communities, and the security of the match is well assured.
We are, however, deeply mindful of the unfortunate incident that followed the recent match in Nairobi last week. Let me state clearly, we regret and firmly condemn the action of few individuals whose behavior overshadow the remarkable performances of our two teams. Such incidents do not reflect the value of respect, friendship, and shared sovereignty that guide relationship between our two brotherly nations, Kenya and Somalia.
Just in time for a short break here on Newswatch. We'll be back with the day's business and sports news. Don't go too far.
Hi everyone, my name is George Gishoro, a presenter with Hope TV. Thank you so very much for continuing to support us by watching all our programs. Now, we would love to serve you even better. Now, we want to know where you are watching us from and the strength of the signal. You can scan the QR code and ensure that you answer all the questions in ensuring that you are getting us loud and clear with crystal pictures. So go ahead and fill in the QR code so that we can serve you better right here at Hope TV, where you look and live.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live. There's a world out there searching for hope, and you can help bring it home. By becoming a friend of Hope, you're helping us share the love of Jesus through Hope FM and Hope TV. With a donation of any amount, join hands with us to bring hope and point souls to the transforming power of Jesus Christ. Become a friend of Hope today by making your donation through the M-Pesa paybill number 933933, account FOH. For more information on how to become a friend of Hope, call 0116-212-723 or email customerexperience@hopefm.org or visit www.hopemediakenya.org. Friends of Hope, keeping hope alive.
Welcome back. A look at business news now. The Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, EPRA, has called on county governments to take an active role in implementing the Energy Integrated National Energy Plan regulations of 2025. The regulations provide a framework to align national and county energy planning in a coordinated, transparent and sustainable manner. The call was made during sensitization forums that EPRA is conducting in counties across the country. The forums seek to educate and engage county governments on their central role in developing county energy plans, which will feed into the broader integrated national energy plan. The National Energy Plan requires that county governments form county energy planning committees that will formulate 10-year county energy plans that will be incorporated on the nationwide energy sector plans. Speaking during one of the sensitization forums in Mombasa, EPRA's Director General Daniel Kipto Bargoria said the regulations will empower them to plan effectively for their energy needs, align with national strategies, unlock investments, and enable more Kenyans to benefit from reliable and sustainable energy. City now, the county has launched the Tourism Week ahead of the World Tourism Day to be celebrated globally on Saturday, the 27th of September. This is the Tourism and Wildlife Ministry has announced incentives to residents such as free entry for all Kenyan citizens into the Kisumu Impala Sanctuary and other Kenya Wildlife Service conservancies, game reserves and orphanages. According to Trade and Tourism County Executive Farida Maalim, the visits will enable residents to enjoy and appreciate the wildlife, flora and fauna in the Lakeside County.
I want to take this opportunity to invite everybody within Kisumu, outside Kisumu, anywhere to come to Kisumu and especially at Kisumu Museum as we celebrate the Tourism Week. The national government has also accorded all the counties, all the 47 counties, an opportunity for the people to visit the parks on the 27th free of charge.
We invite all Kenyans to take advantage of this opportunity to explore, learn and celebrate the wonders of our parks, reserves and sanctuaries, which are not just Kenya's stride or pride, but the world's heritage.
Is to welcome all people to visit all what Kisumu has to offer in terms of scenery.
Look at sports now. Kenya Police Bullets FC head coach Beldin Odemba has officially cut ties with the club by mutual agreement after 2 seasons in charge. During her tenure, she successfully guided the team to 2 league titles in a row, including the unbeaten 2023-2024 season record. The CAF A licensed tactician guided the team to the semi-finals of the CAF Women's Champions League Sekafa qualifiers, where they narrowly lost. Former Kibra Soka Women FC coach David Bujego is a frontrunner to replace her at the Kenya Police Bullets FC. The International Cricket Council has suspended USA Cricket's membership in the sports world governing body with immediate effect. The ICC board agreed to suspend USA Cricket, citing repeated and continued breaches of its obligations as an ICC member under the ICC's constitution, including failure to implement a functional governance structure and a lack of progress towards achieving national governing body status with the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee. The ICC also cited significant actions that have caused reputational damage to cricket in the U.S. and around the world without going into details. Despite this, the country's teams will still be able to play in the run-up to the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. The U.S. men's team will still take their place in the T20 World Cup in February next year, with the team management temporarily overseen by the ICC. The United States reached the Super 8 stage at the 2024 Men's T20 World Cup, which qualified them for the 2026 tournament. And that's how we end Newswatch. Thank you for your invaluable company as we brought you this newscast. My name is Melissa Oduor. On the sign language has been Boniface Mureithi. On behalf of the entire production crew that made this possible, have a good night.